I'm excited today. You know why?
Why?
Because the murder in my heart finally has a voice.
Oh, really?
Yep, it's right here with the murder box. This is not actually called the murder box, though. It's called the...
Apprehension Engine.
All right.
That's what it's called.
So if you don't know this legend right here, does a lot of video game soundtracks, does horror trailer designs, so you're a man that knows terrible, terrible sounds.
I like to think so.
Right? And this is kind of like the all-in-one terrible sound device.
Yeah, it's basically, it's a hand-built instrument from Canada, and it's kind of a Swiss Army knife of terrible, terrible, horrifying sounds.
Just what everybody needs.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's hear a couple of these things real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
What do we got?
So, a lot of stuff is bowed with this. We've got these rulers, and this little sort of wood, sort of dexphone style
My
thing.
least favorite one, the wood one. Oh my god.
It's a good one.
That's the worst. I can't with that one.
And you can also take a little, this little cork thing and...
Is there an official name for that?
You know what? I don't know if there's an official name for that. It probably is.
Cork roller?
You can kind of get it to make these little pitched kind of Wookiee sounds.
That's a lot. That's definitely a lot.
And then you've got sort of 3-string cello, kind of like these are cello strings here. And
The flat ones, bro? What's the brand?
I have no idea. I have no idea. And this is kind of like a hurdy-gurdy, so it just turns this little wheel and we get these cool... kind of vibes.
Definitely sounds like the 3 weeks I practiced cello. That was kind of the vibe.
Yeah.
That was happening.
Student cello vibes.
I can't help but notice the amazing detail that I'm hearing with the recording of this instrument.
So, I'm glad you asked about that.
Oh yeah?
So-
It's almost like this video is sponsored by Sweetwater
Almost, huh?
and DPA, where I get all of my musical gear from. So DPA made the mics, 4099. I call them the 40 double nines.
4099 is my preference.
Okay, hey,
You know.
potato, potato.
So, the signal flow, how we've got this set up right now, we have the DPAs sort of running sort of in a stereo, even though it kind of play all over the box. And then there's a couple of piezo pickups inside. We're using just one right now in sort of the belly of it, and that is going into the Ventris, the Source Audio Ventris. So we sort of have a high detail mic signal, and that's going through sort of a Neve style preamp, and then we have the piezo inside going into the Ventris for our sort of wet sound.
So it's almost kind of like a DI out into
Exactly.
the...
Yeah. It's a DI out. You can plug that. I've got it plugged into these little K&K little sort of, they're like piezo pickups and piezo preamps.
Okay.
And then that just goes right into a regular DI.
Cool. The cool thing about these DPA mics is they're magnetized, right? So the clips just magnetically pop on to the box.
Yeah, there's like this is a spring reverb tank that actually has another output that you can hook up and you can kick it and do all kinds of weird stuff, play it with the EBO and things like that. But yeah, it just, when I was miking this up today, I noticed that these little magnets are sort of perfectly tailored for placing these.
Yeah, a lot of times these are mostly used to mic up acoustic pianos and stuff.
Yeah.
So again, but they're just great mics so you can kind of capture detail with anything.
No, it's great. You can kind of bend them and you can kind of really get them up. And then the nice thing about this is, since there's sort of this lower deck, we talked about sort of the hurdy-gurdy thing. There's this sort of 3-string guitar that you play with the EBO. But there's also this upper deck here that's got this kind of like metal clock thing and these whackers.
Yeah, let's hear these.
And so what we could do is we could kind of replace these. I'll just kind of put one up here on the whacker. And we can either...
The whacker, is that the official name?
I think that's the official name.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And we can either bow these... or... bounce them. And then these adjust so you can kind of, if you want different sort of frequency of modulation, you just kind of make them longer or shorter.
I like how in comparison with the terrible noises I've heard, these sound almost relaxing. Right? Like, I'm just like, oh, that's much better. Oh, thank God. So what are the other little attachments here that we've got?
Yeah. Let's rearrange our microphone.
Back to the A position.
Right, back to A position here.
Like that.
No, it is. I mean, it's like super, the little flexy... What do they call that when something sort of like gooseneck? Is that what it's called?
I believe gooseneck.
A gooseneck?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got that, got that nice gooseneck action.
So, I know these are your favorites.
These are my favorites. The lollipop.
The lollipops. And the lollipops... Oh, I'm just rubbing the microphone, aren't I?
Careful with the lollipops. It's too much. I love the sound of the reverb too. The reverb really makes a lot of these.
Yeah, I mean the reverb's sweet. I've got it on sort of a dual setting with sort of the delay into the reverb because you can do the sort of the dual engine reverb.
Okay.
So I always love reverbs into reverbs.
Right.
That's just
one reverb's not enough for a man of your caliber.
Absolutely not. So the dual reverb you can do some really neat stuff with. I made some presets just for this box. I've got kind of a cool drone one.
Amazing. I love it.
And that's kind of an octave down, kind of long, drone, crazy situation.
What about a lot of guitar players may recognize the EBow? This is riding.
You can use the EBow as kind of just riding in between these first and third strings with a little bit of Velcro.
Are these strings tuned to anything?
So you can tune them to anything, but it's actually cooler when you kind of just do stuff like this. I'll show you. And that's really cool through one of those drone.
Totally. Did we do this thing yet?
I don't know. Did we do
what's that thing? Maybe we already did and I missed it. I feel a lot of authority just having this lollipop and just kind of just hitting it against my hand.
I think this is called the clock something. I have to look at what are the official what the official name.
We're not totally down on the names yet.
But so you can do a couple things. You can kind of knock that. And that resonates inside the box and kind of makes some cool sounds. Or you can bow it. So let's see if we let's turn this up. Let's switch back to just something not ridiculous.
Great. This is fantastic. So we're going to play a little game.
All right.
I'm going to read you what I found on the internet as a list of the worst things that can happen to you.
Oh, wow.
And you're going to interpret these things musically with the box. Are you ready for this hilarious game? All right, being buried alive.
Oh, being buried alive. Okay. I feel like that's more of like a
Okay. I put a long tail reverb on that. That's the long game, being buried alive. It's not one moment.
Maybe a drone, something
yes,
like dread. Yeah.
I think there's something very drony about being buried alive.
We do one of the drone presets and just bow something.
Perfect. All right, so it's funny how they have these ranked.
Okay.
So going to hell is actually less bad than being buried alive. I disagree with that. Hell is like eternal.
Well, so maybe you get buried alive.
Yeah.
And then you go to heaven, and then but then I guess that would be a better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
Unless it's a stacking effect where you're buried alive, then you end up. I don't know. But anyways, interpret eternal hell for us.
Okay.
For us non-horror experts.
We'll start this.
Okay. All right.
I can keep going.
Yeah. I think we get the gist.
You get the gist of the.
All right, I got another one here. Listening to Rob Thomas's solo work. That one wasn't actually on the list. I just put that in myself. So wait, this is just a switch?
It's just a dummy switch, yeah.
It doesn't do anything? It's just switch.
It just makes a cool switch noise. And when you got it all mic'd up and with the reverb, it sounds neat.
Okay, cool. All right, let's do one more. Some of these are really inappropriate. How about this? I'm curious to see your interpretation on seeing the love of your life with another.
I feel like that's just probably another
Oh. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like it's like Jesse's girl, right?
Maybe another one of the.
Yeah. I see you loving him with that body. I just know it.
I think you can do most things
Yeah.
with just that one.
Yeah, I think that's probably that's the showstopper right there. I think.
Maybe some of the maybe the lollipops are like kind of like your. That's like your sad. That's like sad
that
trombone.
is sad. Especially if like the new guy's like more attractive.
Yeah, you're just kind of
better job. That's tough. No, great interpretation, Brian. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So where can we hear your work?
Well, you can hear it in several video games. You can hear it in many trailers. If you've seen a trailer in the last few years, you've definitely heard our sounds for sure. Especially horrible ones like this.
Mm-hmm. So what have you been using this for lately?
Yeah, just tons of scary sounds, tons of scary sound design. Obviously, you can do musical stuff when you process it with sort of drones and reverbs and things like that. You can actually get pitch sounds that are pretty cool. You can kind of repitch them in the computer and make really scary tension drones. And then just like sort of like practical horrible sound design, shrieks, shrills, bends, plunks, plops, any kind of weird ASMR rhythmic stuff is great for that. And so, a lot of what we do are trailer sound design, and some of our trailer sound design that performs the best is horror stuff.
Sure.
We seem to have a knack for making really terrifying sounds.
You know,
And this is perfect for exploring that stuff.
you're put on earth to do one thing, man.
I guess.
You found it. You found your calling. I love it. Well, thanks for showing us the murder box.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you to Sweetwater for sponsoring this video, and DPA Mics for checking it out. You've used DPA Mics before in like your video game stuff, right?
Yeah. We have recorded several string instruments with DPAs before. They make great close mics. We actually did a project where we recorded viola only with a DPA mic because it just the room and the situation didn't make sense to have room mics, and it turned out amazing.
Cool.
I was sold on them just from that.
All right, well there you go. From the mouths of a professional, Brian. Why don't you play us out?
Play you out.
We'll play out. We'll do it. We'll do a nice slow cross dissolve out. Share, like, and subscribe.
Do you want to play the hurdy-gurdy?
Yeah, sure. All right. Let's do it.